Democrats pulling out all the stops today to try and sway Senator Joe Manchin into backing the For the People Act to help stop the wave of voting restrictions across the country. In their first in-person Senate lunch in more than a year, Democrats invited members of the Texas state legislature. Remember them? Just last month, they rallied to deny a voting restriction bill from passing in their chamber. They just walked out to try to make their case to Manchin as to why the bill is urgently needed. But at their presentation this afternoon, we've learned that Manchin wasn't even there. Didn't hear what they had to say. Sources tell NBC News, however, that several of the Texas Democrats were able to meet with Manchin's staff while they were on the Hill. Joining us now is one of those lawmakers, Texas State Representative Jasmine Crockett. She's just outside the U.S. Capitol. Tell me about your day, and then we'll get to Joe Manchin's staff.
Yeah, so first of all, thanks so much for having me. Today has really been action-packed. It was kind of a divide and conquer strategy. We wanted to make sure that as many of our voices was heard up here in D.C. We know that the entire nation watched as we walked off the House floor, breaking quorum and therefore killing SB 7, probably the worst voter suppression bill in this country. But we thought we needed to go a step further. We all understand that actions speak louder than words. And so we came up here and we've been speaking with lawmakers all day long.
So the conventional wisdom, and take it for what it's worth, it's not worth much, but is that this voting rights legislation without Manchin support and without support for somehow changing the filibuster and the rules in the Senate isn't likely to pass. Did you get a different impression today through your meetings?
I got a hopeful impression, is what I'll say. It's one thing to deny us and say, I'm just going to vote no. It's another thing to actually hear us. And so I do feel as if we were able to get through and really stress the urgency of the matter from, being on the front lines. It's one thing to kind of watch and Sunday or Monday night quarterback it. It's another thing to hear from those that are on the front lines about exactly what it is that we've been through this entire session down in Texas. And sadly enough, our story is not unique. This has been going on across the country in various houses that are Republican controlled. And so I do feel as if hopefully our message was getting across on a different level. And they understand the urgency of getting some sort of backup so that we've got something to work with when we go back, because we know that the Republicans are going to continue to try to push voter suppression.
Did they seem to understand just how bad the Texas law is? Did they understand how targeted it is to Texas's black and brown voters, taking out drive-through voting in cities, taking out drop boxes? Did they understand that it was constructed for the express purpose of voter suppression?
So there were definitely provisions that they really did understand very well. As far as, the point is nothing but voter suppression. Obviously, with a history of the senator, he's dealt with elections time and time again in his previous capacity. And so they did understand, but I don't think they truly understood some of the terrible, terrible provisions in here about being able to overturn elections simply because someone alleges fraud, but doesn't necessarily have to prove that fraud was a part of it, and lowering the standard of proof. I don't think that they really understood what they were trying to do by allowing them to choose the jurisdiction in which they brought those suits, so that if you want to throw out all the Democrats that are elected, you could just go maybe file suit in a Republican area and overturn that election. So I really do think we were able to really evidence to them, how bad this is. The fact that the Senate sponsor of this bill was formerly on Trump's team to overturn the election in Pennsylvania. The House Senate sponsor, he was just a volunteer attorney on Trump's team. So we all know that this was nothing more than voter suppression, nothing more than continuing to push the former president's agenda.
Were you disappointed not to speak to Senator Manchin, and did you learn why he wasn't there?
I was disappointed that I didn't have an opportunity because that would have been the ultimate, is for him to really hear from lawmakers in Texas. After all, we did come from Texas to D.C., and we didn't come to play. We came to talk. We came to try to get some backup. and hopefully not only save Texans when it comes to the ballot box, but hopefully save so many other persons in this country, in places like Georgia. We did learn that he actually was meeting about voting rights. So he was meeting with colleagues and having these conversations. So, you know what? At least he wasn't out golfing, right? Or as one of my senators likes to do, catching a flight to Cancun. So at least he was actually doing the people's work. So I'm happy about that.